Good evening. We just drafted Edgerrin Cooper and Javon Bullard. A couple SEC guys, inside linebacker, long, and Cooper, long kid, great athlete, plays fast, aggressive, physical. Been a good teams player for them. And then Javon Bullard, an interior defensive back, multi-year starter at Georgia. Good player, smart player, physical. One of their team leaders, brings energy and brings passion. So very excited to get our defense two good players, playmakers, great kids, hard workers. So any questions?
How much of what you saw in Quay coming out of Georgia do you see in Cooper?
Probably their intensity, maybe their frame. Edgerrin's probably not as thick right now as Quay was coming out, but same type speed, intensity. Obviously, you're seeing them play the same type guys, same competition. So a little bit different game, but same type of physical traits and aggression, play style.
Talk about the level of competition with Cooper, just that performance against Alabama last season. How much did that kind of catch your eye?
That was kind of, I don't want to say his coming out party, but that was kind of when people started noticing what he can do. I think he just kind of got confident in what he was able to do, and it kind of turned him loose a little bit to just go make plays. Obviously, he flashed his ability to cover ground, accelerate, physical, but he's shown that all along. I think, when you get to know him, you'll just see that he became a little more comfortable playing and relaxed and just got after guys.
Yeah, why did his sack numbers go through the roof last year? Like, did they do something different scheme-wise, or?
Yeah, I think Dirk and their D coordinator kind of turned him loose more, and I think some of that probably is a byproduct of he was spying quarterbacks in the SEC, which led to sacks. TFLs, I think, in the college show up as sacks on the quarterbacks, if I'm correct, but probably as much as that was they were just bringing him off the edge and spying a quarterback, and he would trigger and make a play. But they weren't using him as a defensive end. It was scheme, go get the guy.
Sorry. Pat, you could argue that you guys addressed three of your biggest needs with your first three picks. Were those positions strong at those spots, or was it just happen to be the value was right in those rounds, or how did you do that?
Probably a little bit of both. Goody does such a good job of letting the board come to him a little bit, and obviously the tackle group was stacked, so he addressed that. And then just, I think he probably just took the best player he thought was available for those positions, and which he's going to do the rest of the night and tomorrow too. So I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, I don't think there was a grand plan other than stack the board and figure out who the best player is, and if he's there, let's go get him.
We've asked you about Quay, we've asked you about Edgerrin, but when you envision their speed together in the second level of your defense, where's your imagination going? How you guys can use them?
That's probably a question for the new defensive staff, but they were awful excited. But, teams we play that are, the NFL is becoming much more of a sideline game, and those guys have to go and make plays, and that's what those guys show. So, we got other linebackers that can run too. So the game's getting more and more to big guys that can run. Probably always has been, but those guys and the other guys we have in that room will continue to do that.
Is that position coming back at all?
Coming back and
Well, it's been devalued for a few years, it seems like. It's one of, you look at the franchise tags, it's one of the lower.
yeah, I don't know if it's devalued. I think it's probably one of those positions maybe you can hide guys at times because they're in the middle field and you got a D-line in front of them and secondary behind them. But the real guys show up on game days, and we're hoping to get those type guys, and we think we have those type guys. So I don't think it's been devalued. I just think that it's not one of the premier positions at times, but the top guys are making $20 million a year, so that's pretty good to value.
Brian, how much concern did you have that Cooper's wonder lip was low?
Oh, we spent plenty of time with him. He's a good kid. We visited him on campus. We brought him in for a 30 visit. He spent time with our coaches. That's probably been, to use your term, devalued more than anything, because a lot of these guys don't want to take those things anymore, and it's a little bit of a hassle. So we're confident in what he can do and what he can learn, and you pay attention to it, but it's not a defining moment for him.
So maybe you got answered that with Ryan's question about it's up to the new defensive staff, but can one of these guys play middle linebacker, or how do you get those two guys on the field to kind of accentuate what they do best?
When you get big, long athletes that can run, they can play multiple spots. So, and I wouldn't pass it off. It's just, they're both inside linebackers, they're both will linebackers, they're both same linebackers. When you're that big and athletic and can cover ground and cover in a passing game. You can play multiple spots at the second level, so they will be on the field at the same time as well as our other linebackers too. So I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah, they're just 2 6'3" guys that can run and will be physical. So that's what you're ideally looking for in Mike and Will, or Mike and Sam, however you line them up.
Brian has said he likes his safeties to be able to play all 3 spots back there.
Right.
Can Javon do that? Did he show an ability to do that?
Yes, yeah, he's a good football player. He's very smart, knows how to play, knows how to make plays. Yeah, I don't think we took him with a specific spot in mind, other than a good secondary player that can help us.
How is he as a tackler? Willing?
Bullard or Cooper?
Bullard?
Bullard very willing. As you guys know, I mean, you don't play for Coach Smart and not be a good tackler. So that's one of his strengths. If nothing else, he's showing up ready to tackle. Yeah, he's physical. Tackling will not be an issue with him. You know, everybody has to continue to work on tackling, but that's one of his strengths. He's a solid physical tackler.
So you had, other than you and Edan, you had the choice of all the safeties. What did you like about him compared to the other guys? I'm not asking you bad about the other guys, but.
Yeah, no, I think probably his ability to maybe play more nickel than some of those guys. And not that they can't do it, but we felt like him at the second level, playing that slot and playing a little bit more nickel with the ability to play safety as well, was probably his strength. It just really, we have a good feel for him and who he is and what he's going to bring to our defense, intangible-wise too. So that's just where we had him stacked.
Pat, when Georgia moved Bullard between 22 and 23, you know, from nickel to safety, was that just personnel? Did he look more natural then?
Yeah, they've got multiple guys. They have another guy that will get drafted probably tomorrow that they moved to a different spot too. They just was getting their best guys on the field, and it's kind of addressing the earlier question. His ability to play multiple spots is one of his strengths. So it was more to get other guys on the field as well as keeping him comfortable with what he wanted to do.
So when you look at fit with Xavier, I know Brian said that you guys want to continue to be interchangeable there as you
Right.
have been. Does Bullard give you that option to kind of stay balanced between the two?
Yeah, I don't think, and once again, that's a scheme for the coach's question probably more than anything, but Bullard's ability to play multiple spots at a high level will not allow teams just to figure out when he's on the field, he's playing one spot.
You mentioned Kirby Smart a while ago. He called him a stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty fair description? I mean, he's not like a big guy, right?
I mean, he's 200
Does he
pounds.
play bigger than?
He's 200 pounds, and the tackling question earlier, he shows up with the intention of making the physical tackle. So he plays with high energy. Volatile is not the word, but he's aggressive and physical and plays football in a physical, aggressive, energetic manner. So that's probably what he meant.
Pat, these guys are both from your old area.
Yeah.
Did you go see them on campus, or did you go to their pro days?
Yeah, I still go. Yeah, I was at both pro days and still go see those guys. So yes.
And then obviously Cooper came in for the visit. What were you guys trying to find out during his visit, and what kind of jumps out about him?
Just because he was, to your point, he really kind of started accelerating his production midway through the season. And, you know, those guys are sometimes the captain of your defense. And we're just trying to make sure that he is what we think he is and just get the coaches comfortable with understanding who he is and just talk football with him, those kind of things. So just wanted to get him in the building, and I spent some time with him at the pro day and got comfortable with him, and then brought him in so the coach could talk to him. So it's just a feeling out process.
There was that he lost his girlfriend in that accident.
Yes.
You guys have a clear understanding of what happened there?
Yeah, very clear.
Good.
Yeah. I had dinner with him in College Station. We talked about it. It's a tragedy. He's been through it, and he and his family and her family. So, yeah, it's something he'll address if he needs to.
What's about Georgia's defense? I mean, was this a fourth player you picked up from there, fifth? In the last
Yeah,
couple years?
but other teams have taken them too, and we couldn't get them all. We tried, but no, it's just, you know, and that's Coach Smart and his guys do a great job of coaching, and obviously they come from a fertile area, but they play physical. They're a sophisticated team, so the guys have to learn how to play and understand defense. And it's just, those guys play the right way. They love football. They're competitive, and they've won. They've won championships, so we're trying to get those guys in here to help us win a championship. It's good.